This video is about the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is about communication. So if you feel like it's hard to express your truth, or it's hard to speak to people, or you have trouble communicating with people, maybe you don't hear people in the right way. Like if you've got people in your life who are like, you just don't get me or understand what I'm saying, that could be an issue with the throat chakra. So one of the things that you can do for the throat chakra, if you're afraid to communicate, is speak or sing or tone, actually. So one of the interesting things that I used to do when I first learned about healing is I would tone. And toning, like some people call it oming or different things like that, but basically it's just making sounds, like long sounds, and feeling what it feels like in your throat, feeling what that resonance feels like in your body. There's things called sound therapy where people use Tibetan bowls or crystal bowls, or people back in the day, didgeridoos, they would do sound healing with didgeridoos, or those gongs, stuff like that. So people have been using sound vibrations for healing for a really long time. And when you tone with your own voice, what I do is I'll make a sound, and then I'll feel into my body, and I can feel it clearing blocks. So if a block comes up, it feels constricted in my body, I'll tone and shift my tones up or down depending on what my intuition says, and will actually open up that block in the body. And I've done that with healing other people as well. Like when I was back when I was doing energy healing, like Reiki, I would tone as well, and it would open up those blockages. You know, a lot of times we will speak to people who don't understand us or don't get us. And when that happens, we're like, oh crap. And we just we're like hiding. We don't want to talk anymore because those people don't understand us. They don't get us. Okay. So somebody had said to me the other day, well, you know, how do you talk to people who don't understand what you're talking about? And I say, I don't. I don't. If somebody doesn't understand what I'm saying and my words aren't reaching them, I am not for them as a teacher, or my teachings aren't for them. And I'm cool with that. I spent so many years like trying to reach people who didn't understand or get what I was saying, and you know, they just thought I was a weirdo, whatever. And I used to be offended by it, but now I'm like, there are people who get me, and there are people who understand me, and when I tell them my message, they're like, oh my God, that's life-changing. And those are my people. And you know, I think it's really loving yourself enough to like have your own back and say, okay, like, you know, I've got you. And when you do that, when you feel safe and loved and that you have your own back, when you share your message, you're not really concerned with who gets it or who doesn't get it. You just share your message. And whoever gets it, and whoever doesn't. I have this vision just flashed through my head. When I was little, my family, like my cousins and I, would go to a parade, and my uncle, he worked with the Shriners, and they would like drive around and they would like throw candy out to the kids. And so I just had this vision of like him throwing candy out to all the kids. So his job was to throw the candy out to the kids, right? but he wasn't concerned which kids got candy, or, well, maybe he threw more candy into us because we were his family, but like, his job was just to throw the candy out, and whoever got it. You know what I'm saying? And so the same is with your message. It's like, your message is, your job is to put your message out there and to communicate with your full heart and as clearly as you can. And the people who will hear your message will hear your message. And the people who don't understand you, then they have another teacher out there. And so that's what's really important to know. It's and even for partners, right? Like, what if you are speaking to this person that you think is really awesome and amazing, and you share with them your truth or your wisdom, and they don't get it? They're not your person. And you could feel bad about it. You could feel like, oh my God, like, I want them to be my person, and then you might try to be someone else that you're not. And you might try to show up with the personality that you think that they might like. And what ends up happening is you end up looking and feeling inauthentic, and they're not going to like you either. Like, you can't be a person that you're not and think that you're in a safe and loving relationship, because you're always going to feel like you're playing a part, you know? And I always, I don't quite know when it happened, but at one point in time I was just like, I can't play the role of who I think that people want me to be, because people are squirrely. People don't even know what they want. So how can I show up as what they want? Like, it's impossible. I'm gonna show up as me, and people who like me will, and people who don't can go somewhere else. And thank God I got to that level, because it's exhausting to try and be whoever someone wants you to be, because who knows what that is. That's why people are messed up right now. They're trying to be perfect, but there is no perfect. There's being a perfect you, which is showing up authentically. So these things help you open up your throat when you truly have your own back and are able to tap into that love for yourself and be like, okay, like, you know what? Speak your truth. Speak what you know. And if you don't know, that's okay. Go study. Go learn what you need to learn. But I think, you know, years of saying stupid stuff, not stupid stuff, but like being so sure about a thing and then finding out that I was wrong later, like truly humbling, like experiences like that. I think that gives you compassion and that humbles you, so that when other people are talking to you, you can listen to them with that compassion as well. Like, if they're super sure about a thing and you're like, I'm not so sure about that thing, you can have compassion for their point of view, because that's where they're at. You know, I used to want to change people to my point of view, and I was really adamant about it. But people are going to change when they want to, just like you did. You changed when you want to, not on someone else's schedule, because that sucks. And people just want to be loved through wherever they're at, you know? If they want to have a certain point of view and that is working for them, even though it doesn't work for you, let them have it. You know, when they want to change, when they want to shift, if they want a different perspective, they'll let you know. And so I think it's about an allowing. It's about an allowing of your communication with yourself, and really, really loving and supporting yourself of where you're at, allowing yourself mistakes. So, if you, I used to have this phrase that said, "Oh, I'm smart enough to know that I just said something really stupid," and that was the humbling part of my journey, because I was like, I was so freaking, I'm a Leo, so I'm so freaking sure about a thing. And then it wasn't true, whatever it was. And I can't even remember, I can't even give you a good story about it. But I know it's happened a bunch of times where I just was so sure about something and it was just not true. And it humbles you, because it says, look, your point of view is your point of view, and it doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it the absolute truth. It's your truth, and it works for you, but it might not work for other people. But you can put your truth out there. Maybe it'll work for some people, maybe it won't. But be willing to share what you know, and be humble enough to say I was wrong if you're wrong. Or, oh, maybe that point of view wasn't particularly good for this situation, and be willing to change it. But these are all things to think about in the throat chakra. Reasons why we get scared to speak our truth or listen to what other people have to say. Be humble enough to listen to someone else's opinion. Maybe they have an opinion that could change the way that you see the world or view the world. So be open to hearing it. It doesn't necessarily need to change your life, but it could. It could plant a seed in you that you might need later on in life. So be willing to speak your truth and to listen to other people's truths, because they might hold a gift for you. Thanks for tuning in to the throat chakra. Coming up next is the third eye. See you in the next video.